I'm an American standing in Moscow, Russia, in a blizzard, and behind me, according to the Guinness Book of World Records, is a shop that has the largest beer selection in the world. I'm standing with two Russians, and no, they are not going to beat me up and take my wallet and shove me in a trash can in the alley. That's what Hollywood may have taught you, but it's not true. Ready? Yeah, rolling. I'm here with Pavel, who you already know. He is an expert in everything, as you know from the show. Rolling. And we have a new guest. I know him as Konstantin. I looked him up quickly before I came over here. You may know him as someone else. According to my light research, he is the biggest English-speaking Russian YouTuber in Russia. Konstantin, who are you? Maybe I'm wrong.
Well, you were too nice, but thank you for the introduction. Yeah, I run a YouTube channel, the Real Reporter YouTube channel, and I focus on documentaries, videos about Russia and about its people and what's going on here. And I'm actually really glad for the opportunity. But go ahead and check out this really cool store that features 3,000 beers. I mean, that sounds like a lot of beer. Take that, Carlsberg.
And that's not all. Just for this video for you guys, I've been fasting from alcohol for a full month, and I'm gonna break that fast right now. What do you think?
Yeah, you've been saving up some energy for this video. Yeah, that's cool. That's the spirit.
I want to be sure that my tongue is ready to taste
absolutely.
Russian beer and adequately judge it.
Yeah, my taste buds are ready too. So let's get to it. It's just a taste, right? It's not.
Of course.
I'm aiming for well tasted, not wasted.
Of course.
We should find this one, I think.
Let's do it. The Real Reporter getting real with his beer. She's half fish.
Oh,
Fish
yeah.
below the waist and human above?
Yeah.
Okay.
In Russian we say rusalka. You do prefer crocodiles, I know that.
Yes, I do prefer crocodiles, definitely. I'd rather eat them than they eat me. If you know someone special, like the Real Reporter who can get you in the VIP room, you need to come here. The yeast, the fermentation.
Yeah.
England or Britain as a whole, or Ireland, or? This is the Real Reporter, really himself in this video. I want to give you a warning before we get started. In this video, we will be enjoying and exploring and investigating beer. If you do not like alcohol, or if you're an alcoholic, you should not be watching this video. You've been warned. Now, if you can stand it, enjoy. Have you been to Russia before? What do you think it's really like? Just in time for my video, Moscow is experiencing a snowstorm right now. I'm an American who's been living in Moscow since 8 days before the special military operation with my wife and 5 children. I assume that's you. My eyes are too old to see from that far away. What's up, man?
Good to see you.
Yeah, good to see you too. What's up, man?
It's nice to see you.
So, Konstantin, before we head inside, what is your taste in beer?
Well, I'm not a huge beer fan. I'm more of a wine person.
Like my
wife.
wife.
I do like beer, usually in summer. And this is actually not your typical beer weather. it's a freaking blizzard in Moscow. But anyway, hey, when there is a good company and when there's the right place, the right time, why not? Why not to give it a try? So yeah. Well, as the taste goes, I mean, I'm in for all sorts. I like Guinness style beers, also light beers.
And Pavel, how about you, man?
I'm just opposite. I'm a fully Russian in terms of beer. I do like beer most, more than wine, so vodka or other alcoholic drinks. And just like historical correct Russian, I do like porters, Baltic porters, and Russian imperial styles beer. The common misconception about beers is that you can split them in two halves, the light beer and the dark beer. This is fully the misconception, this is a myth.
So I actually never had alcohol until I was 40. My wife suggested it so I'd have less dessert. And you already know, I like light beers.
Yeah, I know that.
I like the yellow, plain tasting beer.
I will try to change that. I'll do my best.
Okay, so we've come inside, and so far, it looks like a regular store to me. Well, what is this? This looks like squid to me.
Just a little bit different. This is a calmar.
And then like this, for instance, I don't know, are these gummy worms? Are these carrots? What are
No, like fried jerky, meat, fish, chicken.
So it's chicken or fish?
No, it's chicken. This one is a chicken.
Okay, all right. So this is what Russians eat with their beer.
I think it has something to do with the Soviet tradition.
Really?
Maybe it comes from the Soviet era,
Uh-huh.
like drinking beer with fish,
Okay.
dried fish.
And nuts
Maybe
as
not.
well, I see.
I don't know. You do know the nuts, maybe more than I do.
So
about
dried
nuts.
fish, you think might be a Soviet tradition,
Might be. I don't know for sure.
but you think nuts is more of a Western thing?
Maybe.
Like your go-to options as snacks for beer would be chips or peanuts, but that's not, you know, specific to Russia. That's like everywhere in the world. And we can see here there is just a variety of snacks. You got all sorts of different peanuts, you know, pistachio and stuff like this. And then I don't think that they have a lot of chips like Lay's and Pringles and all that stuff. But you know, what's really specific to Russia, that would be like dried fish, and you have a couple of those here. This is dried fish that's been smoked, and there's a lot of like salt and pepper, and you know, this added flavor to it. But basically,
This one.
or more like
I
this
would
one. Yeah,
say
well, that one looks like
Gordon
really, you know, kind of a Soviet or maybe Russian-style traditional fish that you would, you know, have with your glass of beer. And sometimes, but something that I saw in the movies that this fish is so sturdy, you actually have to, you know, punch it a couple of times times against the table to actually make sure that it's really good. It's really sturdy. So you can use this as a weapon. But yeah, it's
If it
just,
is old enough.
it is a traditional snack. So I'm not really into it because I don't like to work too much on my snack. I want it just to be easy. You know, just throw it and you have it, and then you take a sip and then you go. With that one, you actually have to work. You have to unpack it. You know, remove all the bones, and still there's a lot that goes into it. But you know, some people love the process.
So they have, you know, the beer taps. You can buy what you want right here. And I see they have an upstairs, which I think is where the bottles are. So let's check that out now.
I think the bottled beer is better than the one you can buy, like liquid in the cranes.
Yeah, well, just, I mean, the variety of beers is just something else. And what other cool feature that I've noticed is actually, take a look right here. So there's like a small hatchet, and you can see all the kegs where all the beer is stored. And so it's happening real time. People come in here, they buy beer, and then it's being poured in their bottles, and then off they go to enjoy themselves.
Я прошу прощения, а у вас есть Балтика 3?
One of the reasons I want to have Konstantin on this channel, not just because I think he's a cool guy, but he recently did a video about companies coming and going from Russia.
Где?
And I saw he was at a beer factory, so I wanted to know what he learned about Russian beer.
All right, so we know that a lot of Western companies left Russia, or they announced that they would leave, right? And so one of those companies is Carlsberg, this world-famous beer brewery, one of the biggest beer breweries in the world. Отлично, спасибо. Carlsberg came to the Russian market where, you know, capitalism was running rampant at the time, and he actually bought the second largest beer brewery in Europe, which is located in St. Petersburg. Well, the name of this factory that was built in the late Soviet era is Baltica. And so what happened is that Russia had both Baltica, its own Russian brands, but also Carlsberg and Tuborg, all brewed at the same factory. And so now there is a huge scandal around this factory because, well, basically Carlsberg decided to leave Russia, but then there's a law in this country that all the companies from unfriendly nations, they cannot sell their property for more than 50% of their estimated value. And so Carlsberg didn't like it, and they said, well, you know what, it's stealing from their perspective, but again, from the Russian perspective, it's not stealing, it's just, you know, a mechanism to kind of protect the local economy. So there's been a lot of bad blood about it, and what's interesting is Carlsberg revoked licenses for its beer to be brewed in Russia. But as I was told in the shop, we can still find Carlsberg beer and Tuborg beer here. Let's see. Ah, yeah. Here you go. So we've got Carlsberg. Well, I think that particular can was actually, it wasn't brewed in Russia. It was
an import?
imported. Yeah. If you want to know a little bit more about the situation and those little nuances, you can come and check my channel, Real Reporter. There's video out there, and just go and hit that like button and subscribe if you find my content interesting.
Absolutely. What's your favorite beer,
Well,
Konstantin?
well, at the moment, I really like Corona. Because it has this, summer vibe, right? You would have this a perfect picture where you just, sitting out on a beach with your six-pack of Coronas, and you squeeze a little bit of lime, inside the bottle, and you just sip on and just take in the beautiful views. So this is not something we can have in Moscow at the moment, but it's something that I, would like to experience soon. And maybe this beer reminds me of that.
I grew up in the Gulf of Mexico, and here's something you might not know about a connection between him and I, is we both lived in Florida at the same time. And I don't know that we ever met, I'm just saying. We happened to technically be in Florida at the same time, in the same general area. We probably ate at the same McDonald's one time and didn't even know it. I do not like Corona. I grew up with lots of Corona. What I do find interesting is here, you can buy classes of it, like lots of different types of beers. Like if you enjoy a certain type of beer, you can buy the glass with the name of the beer on it.
So you mentioned that we were in Florida. Yeah, I was in Florida back in 2008 when I was a student, and I signed up for this exchange program, and I basically worked 3 months in a restaurant in Florida. So back then, I discovered there's a lot of actually American beer brands, which I really like. And one of them was Yuengling. It's a word. Do you know that?
Yeah.
Well, it's just I vividly remember that beer. It has this deer on the label, and the name of that beer was so difficult. It didn't roll off the tongue easily. Then Yuengling.
Yeah, it's weird. It seems Asian to me, but it's not.
Yeah. So, and ever since I've been wondering if I ever, going to drink this beer again. And
well, let's see if it's here, man.
Maybe they have an American section.
We need to find
at the store.
your Yuengling.
Yeah, if I find one, I'm definitely going to take one home.
Beer itself, the most type of beer came to Russia from England. No surprise here. Including the famous Russian styles Baltic Porter and the Imperial Stout. It all came from England to the Russian Empire in, I guess, 17th century, something like that. There are two types of beers, type of fermentation, two types of yeast, the top fermentation and the bottom fermentation. So this is how we differ the stouts and the Pilsner types, the lager type beer. So the stout, the porter is the type of stout that came from England to Russia, is all the top fermentation yeast. And the Baltic porter was a bit different, became a bit different because it changed due to the local specific. It became the bottom fermentation type. In middle 19th century, it started to separate in two branches, I think, of porter. The Baltic porter from the regions that connects to the Baltic Sea, and the west type, like England, the America. We got the American porter. It's a bit different. It has more alcohol in it. It's just a little less dense, just a little bit different. You need to taste that to know the difference. Plus, we got the Imperial Stout. It calls the Imperial because we got the Russian Imperial state before the Soviet era and before the current state of Russian Federation.
So there's no Yuengling in the store. The seller guy told me that, it's tough to get anything from America shipped here in Russia. So, but I've got this Canadian beer, Moosehead, cracked canoe. So I guess that's as close as you can get to the American beer. At least we have Canadian.
I've heard that that's good.
That one? Mm-hmm. Oh, that's cool. Well, let me give it a try.
In the Soviet times, it's starting to change, and the amount of different beers became lesser and lesser. And Soviet Union is already gone. We still, the tendency is still continuing. And the new, just like Konstantin said, the new companies were coming in Russia, taking place with older styles, older marks, older brands, and pushing their own beer, lager beer mostly. And I think only one factory still left, till the current state, that still independent. It's Afanasy beer. I think all Russians know it. And they do produce one real Baltic porter beer.
So Konstantin, while we're waiting for Pavel to finish picking out what he wants to drink, who are you?
Well, I used to be a professional reporter. I have worked in journalism for most of my life, in my career, my adult life. 2 years ago, I transitioned to YouTube, and now I'm a YouTuber. I run a YouTube channel that's called Real Reporter. I've got 180,000 subscribers.
Wow.
Yeah, and I've been really enjoying my life ever since I quit television and started.
You're
out
your
on
own
YouTube.
boss.
Yeah, I'm my own boss. I can, I roam around this country, just, bring stories to life, just tell the people stories, and it's been amazing. You should definitely check it out if you haven't already. Yeah.
I agree, and he's a nice guy too. I know him personally. He's a family man also, right?
Yeah. I have a wife, I have a 10-year-old kid, and we're a happy family living here in Moscow.
I just asked the employee, and he said they don't have, for some reason, the iconic Afanasy beer. But from that point, we can start to talk about the craft beer revolution. It came in and everything changed. All you can see to my right is new factories. Mostly of them are new, and I think it's just would take some time to figure out for sure, but I think everything is from that place to that place, including the second wall, is Russian brands, new
Wow.
Russian brands that came in after the craft revolution, that came in from America, actually.
Wow.
Yeah, and we can find any type of porter, imperial stout, other stouts, and sour ale, Baltic porters, I think any kind of IPA, DIPA, and everything else right here.
I must admit, I'm not a fan of craft beer.
Why not?
Tastes like there's too much garbage in it.
It's different. It can be like anything. It can be garbage and can be super cool.
So, for instance, I'm holding this beer. I just thought it's really cute. It's very unusual label. It has this old computer
Mac.
on it.
No?
Yeah, it's Mac.
That is
Yeah, and it says it's milk stout. So I never thought I would.
does taste kind of good, milk stout.
You've ever tried milk stout?
Yeah.
So you can have milk and stout.
Well, so it has kind of a coffee, chocolate, milkshakey type of taste and texture.
Oh, it's interesting. Yeah. So I picked this beer specifically because of the label. I found this very interesting. And there's another one I'm holding. It's also a Russian stout. I just thought I really love this label. It has this the 1950s vibe of the vintage car and kind of like San Francisco Bridge, is it? Yeah, it looks like it.
Yeah, that is. I've been on that bridge.
so-
And oatmeal stout, that is popular in America. I've had that before too.
Cool. So I'm gonna give it a try.
Cool.
One of Russian's brands I want to say especially about is Brewlock. I think some of you from the other countries may know it because it's the winner of many different competitions. And they tend to name their beers according to the Russian legends, Russian fairy tales heroes. Like this one is Rusalka. The Russian-speaking people know who it is. This is a sour ale, raspberry sour, I think.
Getting some draft beer there, Konstantin.
Yeah, I'm just gonna throw it in the mix.
Nice.
See what it tastes like, just to
So you got
compare.
2 cans, 1 bottle, and a little bit of draft.
Я думаю, они к этому привыкли.
Да. Единственное, что нам не хватило, мы хотели вот буквально сесть, открыть и записать последнее. Да.
Нет, то есть не, вы можете, конечно, через офис договориться, но вы только так.
А та комнатка наверху закрыта, да?
Ну, я говорю только с согласованием офиса. Можете почему?
So what's going on, Konstantin?
We're getting into a VIP room in this store.
What?
So this is a store, it's not a restaurant, so you're not supposed to actually sit down and drink here, but they're gonna take us to a VIP part of this place where we can just chill and enjoy ourselves.
Thanks to you, the real reporter,
I'm a sweet
getting the
talker.
scoop, getting us in.
О, какое милое место. Спасибо
Вау.
большое.
Стал поменьше, правда.
Very nice, very nice.
Ну, тут прям на большую компанию.
Не особо.
All right, so Konstantin has got us into the special room. We've got a nice romantic grilled window, some wine glasses. All right, what you got here, man? What'd you open up?
Well, the first one I opened is this milk stout.
Okay.
from a small Russian brewery with this really cool ancient computer on the label. Yeah, I've already gave it a try. Let me give one more.
Please.
Yeah, so right off the bat, this does not taste like beer at all.
Okay.
Is
it what I described?
Yeah, it definitely has this milky twist to it. I mean, it's kind of sweet, which is a kind of weird combination for a beer. But it's not disgusting. It's pretty cool. It's just I don't think that you can drink like a lot, like even the whole can. So it's really for very sophisticated beer lovers, I'd say.
Yeah, I mean, for craft beers in general, and this one as well, for me, it's just too thick. And, I get about halfway through, and I'm just like, ugh, it's just too much.
Yeah,
I mean,
exactly.
I understand it has a flavor to it that's interesting and complex, but for my stomach, it's just a lot to digest.
Yeah, but it's not a bad beer. I mean, if you're into these like very interesting, sophisticated brews, then that's the way to go.
So help me out here. You're a Russian, and I'm not. What does that sign actually say behind you?
Oh, it says taking the day off.
Really? So the name of this place is Taking the Day Off?
Yeah, it's a pretty witty slogan for a beer store, right?
Very good. No, I like it. So, Beru Vyhodnoy?
Выходной.
Vyhodnoy. Taking the day off. Very good.
Craft beer costs a lot.
Yeah?
Yeah.
All right, so Pavel, tell him I want 4 like samples. Like something
Samples.
dark, something light, something strong.
You need to choose some bit of Pilsner.
Okay.
This is the light beer. Classic Pilsner, maybe, I don't know what do they have.
I'll let you pick for me. All right, Pavel has told them to get me 4 samples. 4 different samples. Oh, you're gonna try it that way. Go ahead. Oh, well, check it out. Are we rolling?
We are, yeah.
I came prepared and didn't know it. I have
It's yours.
a bottle opener
Ah,
on
wow.
my keychain.
You didn't know that.
Actually given to me by my daughter, Aurora.
So all that time you've been carrying an opener with you?
Yes,
Yeah.
I forgot.
I didn't know that.
I'm always ready.
I do like it.
Smells
Already.
good.
Yeah. Dense and sweet.
Dark and sweet, the kind I don't want to have. But go ahead, tell us what it tastes like.
Classic. Little bit bitterness, little bit sweet. It tastes less dense than it is in reality. The plateau is 30%. And 11% of alcohol, just like the limited one.
Alrighty, so I got 4 little samples. Pavel helped me, and I only
Let's
spent
sort it according to the brightness.
379 rubles on these 4 little sample bottles. So Pavel, what's this?
I don't know, I need to see that first. It said Pilsner, German Pilsner, Steinbarau.
Okay, and
The next one is not filtered DIPA. DIPA IPA is Indian Pale Ale.
IPA? I don't like
Yeah.
that either. I don't like
Double.
Pilsner or IPA.
Double IPA.
And this?
IPA. Lambic is from Belgium, the Belgium style beer.
Why is it pink?
It brewed with, wild hops flying in the air.
Okay, flying wild hops. I like it. And this?
This one is a classic milk stout from Moscow.
Classic milk stout, he says. And you never heard of a milk stout. All right, here we go. So Pilsner.
Yeah, simple one. Less alcohol.
I'm about to break the fast after 1 month, just for you guys.
Wow. Alcoholic. I cannot do that.
You can't do it?
No, I know.
Maybe it's because I'm double your weight.
Or maybe. Or maybe you're just alcoholic.
If I was an alcoholic, I couldn't forget about beer for a month.
What does it feel like after 1 month of not drinking?
Well, I was thinking that as I was about to crack this thing open. Since it's been a month, probably anything would taste good. So it says German Pilsner. It tastes like a German Pilsner. It tasted really good. I feel a little bit relaxed. The doctor says 2 servings a day is acceptable, not recommended. So keep that in mind, everyone, in case you don't know.
Your 1 bottle a day keeps the doctor away. Is that what they say?
So I do about 2 servings a day. And yeah, it was good. It's a little bit bitter for my taste. So
Germans.
I missed a drop. All right, these guys I will just sample. I will not be chugging anymore. So this is the IPA. I'm pretty sure I won't like it.
Double IPA.
Double IPA? What does that mean?
I think it should be a more bitter taste than a regular one.
Yeah, it's more bitter. It tastes like a pine tree, these IPAs. That's what
The
I
hops, you know, hops is like pine.
Okay.
It should be the pine taste.
And this is the flying
No-
fruity hops.
yeah,
Okay.
something like that. Maybe not hops, the дрожжи.
Okay, this is not
Fruit
bitter.
taste.
It tastes like juice.
Fruit taste. Exactly.
Beer should be plain.
It should be different.
All right, my last one, the dark one, the kind that Pavel keeps trying to convince me. He's been trying to convince me for a year to get into these. I just can't do it. Oddly enough, my wife drinks dark beer,
This is
which
for
is more
women's
man
milk one.
flavor. And what?
Milk flavor.
This is for women?
For women.
Oh, don't insult Constantine here. That's what he's drinking.
He's not drinking milk, I think.
That's what he tried. So yeah, like I said, it's a little bit bitter. It has kind of like a coffee chocolate milk taste. And it's good, but if I drink too much of it, it's just kind of heavy in my stomach.
So not your cup of tea.
Yeah, Imperial Milk Stout. It should be my
Cup of
tea,
coffee.
though, because it's imperial, and I'm in Russia.
So what do you think about the place in general?
So when I heard about this place, because Pavel told me, I was expecting something that looked like some sort of tavern, very romantic and elegant with dark wood everywhere. This looks like a giant liquor store to me. You know, it's
Not
very-
exactly romantic.
It's unimpressive to be the Guinness Book of World Record. You know, most selection in the world. So I think it's like 3,000 bottles and 200 taps. So I guess it technically meets that qualification, but it's just a regular store, I would say. What do you think?
It is just like you said.
So would you recommend
Exactly.
people? Would you guys recommend people to check this place out?
Oh, why not? Of course, if you do like beer, like we do. Why not?
Well, let's be honest. Would you go out of your way to come here, or would you just go to a regular liquor
If
store?
you want to buy the Afanasi beer, you should not
Yeah.
go here.
Oh, okay.
Go
So-
to your nearest shop. It will be there.
Yeah, but if you want something special, you know, something that's out of, you want to go off the beaten path with your beer taste,
Like
well,
free-
that's the way to go.
Like 3 types of semi-Klaus beer. There is no other place.
Yeah, if you're a connoisseur,
so
you
fun.
want to come here, right? All right, Pavel, tell us what's up.
This is a funny fact that the craft culture is came to Russia from the America, from the USA, and somehow this came out with the biggest shop in the world, biggest beer shop in the world here in Moscow, not in New York or Washington DC.
All right, guys, so what did you think of this video? What did you think of this place? Is Russia what you thought it was? I had a great time. Click like, click subscribe, ring the bell notification. Make sure you go over to Constantine's channel and see his videos. He definitely does professional news reporting that Pavel and I were in awe of before we even met this guy. Constantine, what do you want to say?
Well, I'll just quickly say that here's to adventures and to trying something new.
Hey, all right. Dings. See you later, guys.
Bye.
Now it's all rubbish. Easy, easy, real talk.
No, really, what did you do?
Just lifted a bit.
Lifted what?
The bottom part can be lift a little bit, just
All
not
right.
to.
Well, maybe you're stronger than me. Okay, I'm okay with that. I'm gonna put this here so we can see the wax tips.
Bathroom, toilet, bathroom.
The water closet.
Bathroom.
That's right. It's a bathroom in here.
That's it. I don't know what to say else.
That's incredible. You were so quick.
Sorry.